you, Christine. Good evening, graduates, families, faculty, and friends. What a moment. You've done something extraordinary, something that took courage, sacrifice, and vision. At some point, each of you made a decision. I'm going to college. I'm going to become someone new. And now here you are. You did it. My name is Samuel Crane. As mentioned before, I'm the CEO of a credit union in Southeast Utah and the founder of a fast-growing IT company built from a challenge we faced ourselves. But more than that, I'm someone who believes deeply in transformation and that your next version is always within reach. Tonight, I want to share a story from my own life that I hope will inspire you as you embark on your new journeys. I grew up on a farm in Salina, Utah. I was the 7th of 9 children. Life on the farm was both beautiful and tough, especially during the 1980s, when drought and frost made farming incredibly difficult. Many years, the farm barely broke even. My parents, they worked tirelessly to keep our family afloat and happy, but eventually they realized the farm could not sustain us. That's when my father faced a life-changing decision. A lifelong rancher and farmer, raised by his dad, who was a lifelong rancher and farmer. He could have let that hardship define us. Instead, he chose transformation. He left behind the only life he'd ever known and went back to school to earn his master's degree. While working 3 jobs to support our family, I was only 7 years old, but watching him make that leap and live through the struggle it took to change our lives left a mark on me that I have never forgotten. It wasn't easy. I remember the strain, the sacrifice, and the uncertainty. But slowly, things got better. My father became a high school principal in Wyoming and later returned to Utah to serve as my own high school principal in Monticello, Utah. And that was grades 7 through 12, so, I had him for a long time. That journey taught me 2 lessons I carry with me to this day. First, transformation impacts others. My father's courage and example changed the trajectory of my life. It's what inspired me to believe I could do hard things. And just like my father didn't know how deeply his decision would affect me, you may never know who your choices will impact. It could impact generations yet to come. Second, transformation pays off. Not immediately, not without struggle, but over time, the results do come. My family built a better life, not through ease, but through effort. The foundation that my father going back and getting his master's degree built helped me become a better credit union president, a business owner, and entrepreneur. Graduates, as you stand on the brink of your own futures, remember, where you start does not determine where you finish. It's your vision, your perseverance, and your willingness to transform that will shape your success. Embrace the challenges ahead. You have the power to change your life and to inspire others as you do. Now, I'll take you back to the time where I graduated with my bachelor's degree. Shortly after, I started as a financial advisor for New York Life. Day after day, I'd sit across the table of people and ask, have you thought about retirement? And I'd get the same response. Not really, but I'd really like for you to give me a loan. And I was like, okay, well, I realized I was in the wrong business. People needed lending, not always wanted life insurance. So I pivoted, I transformed. I became a loan officer at a large bank, then I became a branch manager and a district manager. And all along the way, I kept seeing these credit unions and I thought, you know, these credit unions have it figured out. Lower fees, better rate, a mission that's actually about people. So I made the jump. 13 years ago, I took over a small credit union in Moab. It was Grand County Credit Union back then. We've now changed the name to Desert Rivers Credit Union. We had 4 employees when I took over and $13 million in deposits. The credit union was in a state of decline and we were losing money month after month. And when I took over, we had essentially lost money for the last couple of years. And I remember there was one month, a few months after I took over, where we made $26 that month. And I leapt for joy. And my assistant manager was like, why are you so excited? And I'm like, you don't understand what this means. We have changed the trajectory of this organization. So, it wasn't easy. We had to keep going and making things better. We had to grow loans to get income, but as soon as we started growing loans, the NCUA examiners, the people who look at us, they got on our case. They saw our growth percentages and got nervous. I remember finishing month-end reports and seeing those numbers, and they did look astronomical because we were starting from almost nothing. So the examiners were concerned about our rapid growth and the challenges we were facing. There was a moment early on when I was alone in my office. Everyone had gone home and I just finished a tough call with an examiner and I just broke down and cried. The weight of the responsibility, the fear of failure, it all hit me. But I knew in my heart we could do this. I knew if we had the time, the community would come through. So for 6 months, I was not only the CEO, but I was the only loan officer, the strategist, the cheerleader. I kept grinding day in and day out. And after a year, the examiners acknowledged our progress, but wanted another year of proof. It felt like a little bit of a bait and switch, but we kept going. And 6 months later, we were free and clear. We had earned the trust we needed to grow. And now, 13 years later, we're thriving. 33 employees, 2 of which are graduating tonight. I love it. So I'm grateful for the success that this community has brought to us. And I'm thankful for you for trying to transform your lives. You know, as success goes, it brings pressure. And a few years into that success, I was feeling the pressure that was bringing. And I hit a wall. I started experiencing some of the worst brain fog I've ever felt in my life. And I got shingles. I went to the doctor and he's like, it's stress. Like, well, I've got a big job. I don't know what you want me to do. I can't get rid of the stress. I gained weight. I gained like 40, 50 pounds. My clarity was gone. And then COVID hit on top of that. And things just got worse for me. I went to every doctor I could, but nothing seemed to help. Eventually I realized that as I improved my diet and exercise, and I started focusing on de-stressing my life, that things started to get better. I started exercising. I had a friend, Ray. He refused to let me quit. He'd show up at my door in freezing weather, 4 a.m., wanting to ride bikes. And if I didn't come out, he would knock on my door and get me to come out. We would ride bikes. I'd frozen. My fingers were frozen to the bike handles, but he just pushed me. And over time, as I improved my diet and exercise, as I improved my stress, things started to lift. The fog lifted. I lost 47 pounds. I got my mind and my life back. And that was one of the challenges I had along the way. Once that clarity started to open up, I saw an opportunity. Our credit union had real IT needs in Southeast Utah, but we didn't have any enterprise solutions down here in Moab. We were facing constant tech issues, from security concerns to system inefficiencies, and I realized we weren't alone. Other businesses in our area were struggling with the same problems. So I teamed up with a brilliant friend of mine and board member, David Tatton, who had extensive experience in data centers. And together we brainstormed ideas and eventually launched Cinch IT of Utah. We started by addressing our own IT challenges at the credit union, and then extended our services to other companies in our area. What began as a solution for our own needs quickly grew into a thriving enterprise, expanding across the state of Utah. We expanded to St. George, and now we've just expanded up to northern Utah as well. Our journey from tackling internal problems to becoming a trusted IT partner for many businesses is a testament to the power of seeing a need, taking a risk, and transforming challenges into opportunities. So, here are the 3 biggest lessons I've learned in all of this. 1, keep going. You won't solve everything in a day, but you'll be shocked by what you can do in a year or even 10. Progress takes time, but persistence makes it inevitable. Start with a big vision. Somewhere along the way, all of you graduates thought about the big vision. Whatever degree you're trying to achieve, that's a big vision. Most people aim for 2x. Try aiming for 10x. Really think about, what do I need to do to transform my life to make it 10 times bigger? Dream so big it scares you a little. And then align everything from your goals, your habits, your mindset to that 10x vision. And 3, you can't pour from an empty cup. I used to believe that sacrificing myself was noble, but I learned the hard way that you can't serve anyone when you're broken. Prioritizing your health, your mind, your spirit, so that you can lead and love well. So, I had a moment in my journey when I realized I needed to transform. I envisioned the best version of myself, balanced, healthier, able to focus on my family and my businesses with clarity. That vision guided me through the tough times. Now I want you to do the same, graduates. Close your eyes just for a moment and picture your best self 10 years from now. What does that version of you look like? What have you achieved? How do you feel? As you open your eyes, hold on to that vision. Align your goals, your actions, and your mindset to become that person, because you have the power to make it real. You can open your eyes if you haven't yet. And just a quick story about someone important to me along the way. Brendan Knutson, many of you might know him. When I was first starting at the credit union, he wanted to work for me so badly. But all I had to offer him, because we weren't making much money, was a part-time custodian position. And he said, I'll take it, but I want you to give me the first crack at the next opportunity that comes along. And so I'm like, deal, I'll give you the custodian position. He worked hard, and over time he climbed the ranks. From custodian to teller, to loan officer, to assistant branch manager, to branch manager, and eventually the vice president. It's a testament to dedication and seizing every opportunity. Remember, the vice president started as a custodian. Graduates, As you step into the next chapter, remember, the journey ahead is yours to shape. Embrace transformation, envision your best self, and never stop climbing. You've already proven you can do it. Now go out there and reach new heights. Congratulations, USU Moab class of 2025. Dream big, push forward. Let go of the old version of you and step boldly into the new person you are becoming. Because you have more mountains to climb. And I promise you, the view from the next peak is even better. Thank you.